probably the most talked about fight in boxing currently. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez.
Facts. Love that fight.
It's at first it looked like an insurmountable task. The closer the fight gets, you got people that are shifting opinions from Canelo to Terence Crawford. I was one of them. I got it to 50-50. I thought that this fight wouldn't be competitive. I didn't like it because of the size. Then you watch the Williams Skull fight. You see that there's still some deficiencies that Canelo's had in the past that he still has currently. And then you see him face off and you see the size difference isn't what you would think from a 68 to a guy that was just at 47 a year or two ago. How are you feeling about that fight currently?
For the record, I'm Puerto Rican, half Dominican, so I'm Latino. So it's for all my people out there who think I just side with the black guy. I seen the comments in the last video that I did, okay? But we have to break some things down into perspective here. First and foremost, Terence Crawford is a very strong 147 pounder. He's not a regular guy. He's not a regular 147 pounder. Another thing is, he's an extremely determined fighter. That guy's a winner. He's cut from the same cloth as the Andre Wards, the Floyd Mayweathers. You only get certain fighters that come across in a decade that have that kind of aura and that kind of determination to win. Now, if we want to break it down fundamentally, don't get me wrong. Canelo is a strong fighter. You know, he's proven himself. He got a great chin. He's fought some of the best fighters that you can ask for. But he's not that much bigger if you ask me. They're about the same size and height. Now, don't get me wrong. He's a little bit wider. He's a little bit, thicker, right? Like, as far as his frame goes. But we got to be honest here, man. He's not that. It's not like we're fighting Benavidez here, okay? We're fighting a guy that he can still get his jab off. He can still use his footwork. He can still use his defense to go ahead and evade some of these punches. You know what I mean? So for me, Terence Crawford is going to be, if Canelo goes in there and underestimates Crawford's strength, that could be a mistake, okay? It only takes a few pounds of pressure to hurt a guy. You don't need to be that big of a guy to hurt a guy. So, at the end of the day, Crawford is a threat as well if Canelo goes in there and overestimates his weight and his size. I've seen bigger guys get knocked out by smaller guys in the gym all the time with headgear on and 16-ounce gloves. So we have to just take a few things into account when it comes to that. Canelo's also lost before. He knows how to lose, okay? Crawford doesn't know how to lose, okay? So there's just certain things there where I would no way, shape, or form underestimate a guy like Terence Crawford. He can also switch. So for me, man, 50-50 is a great analysis on your behalf. I think 50-50 is the way to go. I'm leaning toward Terence Crawford in this situation because I think he wants it more. I think that he's willing to go a little bit further than Canelo's willing to go once they get into that ring. So we're going to go ahead and see.
Thoughts on people insinuating and accusing Terence Crawford of taking PEDs ahead of this fight because of his association with Victor Conte and seeing his physique now as opposed to what he looked like at 147, 154 pounds?
I mean, I think that it's a no-brainer that he would go ahead and build his physique. He's going up to 168 pounds. Like, what did you guys expect him to do? Look weight drained? Like, this is like what you have to do in this situation. So I don't necessarily think that there's any cheating going on. I would hate, but this is boxing. Anything's possible. You know what I mean? Victor Conte doesn't have the best reputation in boxing. We know that. However, I also don't think that he wants to put himself in that kind of position in the biggest fight since Floyd Mayweather-Pacquiao. Let's just be honest. I don't think he really wants that kind of light. So I think that he's coming into this fight clean. I think he understands that he better put on some strength because Canelo's definitely coming strong. And he's not an easy guy. Pause, by the way. He's also not a guy that you want to just not have some kind of layers of protection on your body, because that fight is going to turn into a fight at some point. I hope guys don't think that Crawford's just going to run his way to victory. He is going to have to go into that pocket. He's going to have to go into that fire, and he's going to have to earn his respect if he thinks he's going to keep a guy like Canelo off. That shit is not going to happen. This ain't going to be Floyd Mayweather versus a drained Canelo. This is going to be a guy who's going to have to earn his respect through landing some real effective punches to let Canelo know, you thought I was the smaller guy, but I'm strong. I could fight. And that's what's going to make that fight a totally different fight than the people who don't believe Crawford has a chance. That's what's going to be the difference maker when Crawford lands some shit on Canelo.